Hey, what's up YouTube? Here, back again with another draft league battle for the draft league that I'm in. We are currently, so this will be week 6 battle. I'm a little bit behind on uploading battles, but we're catching up. So this will be week six battle, and coincidentally, tomorrow I'll be playing my week 7, and hopefully that'll be put up sometime shortly after. I wanted to make this a live battle, but I couldn't. OBS was not cooperating, so that's unfortunate for me, but that's okay. Every other battle's been, comment or added commentary and posts. So this was the last week to make any changes. I did not make any changes to my squad. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't really like my team. I feel like it struggles versus a lot of the drafts that the other people have, drafted for themselves, and mine just kind of, oh no, I feel like it's missing something. It just, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. Missing, or I did not take full advantage of, all my points. I have 2 points to play with, one on for Terra, but I mean that's okay. A lot of these people, they don't even bring every single one. Like Eevee's not really doing anything. As far as 1 point is not super valuable. So anyways, my opponent is Wahoo. This is their team. I don't think they've made any changes to their team prior to this match. And just right off the bat, I'll go over my thoughts about like what I'm looking out for. For the most part, Annihilate is always going to do its thing. Like I'm expecting a bulk upset. Iron Bundle, just super fast, probably one of the best revenge killers in the game. I see a lot of setup potential from their team. Like they could bring screens and try to set up with their Iron Moth, Raging Bolt, Annihilate even. And even Comfey, because I think Calm Mind, Draining Kiss is pretty popular set, and it's interesting Pokemon for sure. But yeah, those are my thoughts. As far as what I want to bring, didn't really have a lot of thoughts about what I wanted to bring. I just knew that I did not want to bring Mamoswine. I feel like Mamoswine struggled against this team. It gets outsped by pretty much all of their threats. I mean, it would be nice, for if Flygon wasn't Terra, Ishard would kill it always, and be nice to have it against Raging Bolt. But looking at the rest of their team, Mamoswine doesn't really provide too much to me, I don't think. Like Annihilate can basically tank anything I want to do and like kill me and just recover everything off with a Drain Punch. Corviknight's a free switch in on Icicle Crash. Like I could bring like a Smackdown Earthquake set, but they do have the Earthworm to cover that weakness and turn it into an immunity. So not too happy with the matchup for Mamoswine, so I decided not to bring it. So let's just go over what I did end up bringing. I thought I brought some pretty interesting things that I got to show off. So let's start with the Arcanine set. I think this is the most interesting set. One of the most interesting sets that I brought today. So you can tell by the EV spread, pretty all over the place. It's a mixed attacker. So I saw obviously that they have 2 steel types, and they do like to bring both of them, the Corviknight and the Earthworm. So Earthworm is more physically defensive, so I wanted to surprise it with like Overheat. That would pretty much one shot it if it stayed steel type and just do so much damage on, like, I think it was easy to hit KO if it stayed, or if it terrored away from steel. Its options are like ground, electric, steel, I believe. Scorching Sands. So the idea behind bringing like a special attack oriented with Scorching Sands was I could come in if I'm in full health against the Iron Moth. I could come in, tank 1 hit and Scorching Sands, and this would put it in range of extreme speed. And at this point, I don't think, if they saw my Scorching Sands, I doubt that they would expect me to be hitting anything on the physical side. Psychic Fangs here is just for, extra coverage. They do have the Annihilate I can potentially hit, but mostly the Grimmsnarl. It does get screens. Psychic Fangs break screens, so that's the idea. I was contemplating, Fire Blitz to make use of, my physical investment and the stat I would get from it, but felt like the utility of Psychic Fangs potentially with Grimmsnarl potentially coming out was a little bit more valuable. I was even thinking about bringing Play Rough in case like I ever needed, in case Arcanine was ever in front of the Raging Bolt. But I think I figured that it does have Thunderclap, and it'd be very unlikely that my Arcanine would be full health against the Raging Bull in that kind of situation. So that's what I ended up bringing. Sneasler. But another interesting set, so as you can see, I even have it highlighted already. I have Upper Hand, so back to their team. Raging Bolt has priority, and Comfey, as long as they go for a move that attacks and heals up, it has priority. So this, I mean, it won't kill it even at +2, but it'll cause them to flinch, and I can play some mind games with that. The speed investment, I'm adamant with just enough speed to outspeed a +1 iron bundle, +1 speed iron bundle, and that ensures that I outspeed the rest of their team after the unburden kicks in. The Spadaf just, help me tank something from the Raging Bolt in case like I get a Thunderclap prediction wrong or something like that. And max attack, it's just standard max attack. The rest of the set is Sword Dance, Acrobatics, Close Combat. Acrobatics literally just to hit pretty much everything else for neutral. And to one-shot the Annihilate, because it is a pretty big threat. The Poison, I decided to bring no Poison Stab. I wasn't super afraid of the Grimmsnarl or the Comfey, hitting it on, getting super effective damage on it. But at +2, I feel like Close Combat and Acrobatics are enough for them. So yeah, really wanted to show off the Upper Hand set. Alomomola, no innovation here, just standard Flip Turn and Alluring Voice, Protect, Wish. This is the first week I bring Hatterene, and I'm bringing not a very innovative set. I have a lot of Spadaf to help me tank Raging Bolt if it ever tries to set up. I'm hitting it on the physical side with Psyshock, and just everything here is to support the rest of my team. Draining Kiss just to get some health back. I'm eject button on this set. The idea is to come in on something, eject, take a hit, and get myself initiative back and just get momentum back on my side. Yeah. Run of Frost, another cool set that I ended up bringing here. I have just enough speed on this to always outspeed the standard Raging Bolt Calm Mind set. And the idea is I have enough special attack to basically always two-shot it. So the way that I envision the plays going are that if I'm 1-on-1 against the Raging Bolt, I would always Terra Ice and go for Terra Blast and do a lot of damage. And if they go for the Calm Mind on that turn instead of attacking, I would still 2-hit KO them in that situation. And then Terra Ice, also, not just to hit the Raging Bolt super effective, but also to have an Ice type switch in. I don't have very good Ice type switch ins. Like Arcanine doesn't really switch in on Bundle all too well, or stay in on it, but this definitely can. Especially with the Spadaf investment I have, and the amount of special attack that I'm bringing, it's enough to always one-shot Iron Bundle with Volt Switch, and Thunderbolt should be one-shotting physically defensive Corviknight. So yeah, that's this set. And then Ditto, standard Ditto set, just Imposter Transform. I wanted to finally bring it. I've been wanting to bring it, but it was hard justifying bringing it versus some of the other Pokemon, but this seemed like a pretty decent battle to bring it. If the Raging Bolt is a little bit too set up, I can always come with Ditto and like potentially revenge kill it. Yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's get into the battle. And so yeah, this is what they ended up bringing. Kind of surprised to see no Grimmsnarl, but that just makes my job easier. I'm a little sad to see that Comfey did not come, because I wanted to, display the Sneasler set, and I feel like I'd have the highest likelihood of, showing up against a Comfey. Yeah, against their team, I feel like leading Run of Frost is the easiest thing for me to do. Like, I handle pretty much everything on their team, except for maybe the Iron Moth. I could just Volt Switch away from everything else. So yeah, let's get started. So they go for Rotom, or I go for Rotom, they go for Bundle, so they're probably just gonna Flip Turn out, and I'm just gonna Volt Switch out, because if they stay in and try to attack me with Hydro Pump, I'm gonna take it and just one-shot them. So looks very good for me here. So that's pretty much what they do. Hit the Flip Turn for not too much damage, and I'm gonna absolutely get so much damage on this Orb Form. So here, Had a couple of choices. I ended up going with the Arcanine. The other choice was to go to Hatterene and basically say like, hey, you can't hit me, or you can't set up hazards here. Hatterene, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring it was because they like to set up hazards a lot with their Orthworm. They usually bring Stealth Rock and Spikes, and this is just basically a good, like, kind of an answer to it. If they ever predict me, if this was ever out on me, I would go into Hatterene to either tank the, if they predict the switch, the Iron Head or Heavy Slam or whatever, Body Press, and I would eject button into, you know, Arcanine and basically one-shot it, or I could even eject button into Sneasler and start setting up. A lot of potential things for me to do with, you know, the way that I brought this team. But I decided to go into Arcanine because from here, I know that they're going to tear away. They probably think I'm physical, and they can probably tank a Flare Blitz even at this health if they get rid of their Steel typing. So I'm just going to hit Overheat and hope they stay in, and that's basically what ends up happening. So turn 2 and I get a Pokemon off the board already, so that's pretty sweet. Raging Bolt's a really easy thing for them to show up here, and here I was really hoping, or I was really wishing I had gone for the Play Rough on the set instead of the Psychic Fangs, because I could have stayed in here and been like, hey, I'm actually, you know, mixed set, and done so much damage to this thing, and it would have been so good. But I ended up going to Hat, kind of half hoping that they hit me with something, but if they want to set up, that's fine. I had Mystical Fire to mitigate a little bit of their special attack boosting, and I have Side Shock to hit it on the physical side. So what I want to do here is I want to get them to hit me with something, because the eject button is going to allow me to go into, you know, my Ditto and stop them from setting up way too much. But yeah, let's go here. So they come line, and I think I do hit the Mystical Fire here after the second one. Kind of a useless play. I feel like the correct play, or the more correct play, would have been to just go for the Side Shock straight away, just so I can, you know, immediately pose a threat to this and bait them into attacking me before setting up even more. But that's okay. Like with the Spadef investment and just Hatterene's natural tankiness, like I can tank this just fine. So I go straight into Ditto off my eject button. So here, kind of a perfect situation, except that they ended up bringing a very, very weird Raging Bolt set. It ended up being Thunderclap, Thunderbolt, Calm Mind, Ancient Power. So I don't know if they purposefully did that. No Dragon type coverage, because they didn't want to get, you know, bodied by Ditto in case they were set up. If they did, kudos to them. Really good set in this situation. I don't really know what other coverage it gets, but it ended up working out for them. So yeah, we're just gonna trade blows here basically until I kill, and I don't get any Ancient Power hacks, which is it's fine. They're gonna, because I have so much less health on them, they're just gonna end up doing way more damage. So maybe it was a little bit of a misplay on their part, not going for the Ancient Power straight away and trying to mess with hitting Thunderclaps. But I ended up getting on top of this situation, and they're just gonna bring in Volcarona, or not Volcarona, sorry, Iron Moth here. Like, I am Scarf, but I don't really know their set, and I figure that maybe I don't see the +1 on the speed, so I decided to stay in because I don't really have anything to tank Iron Moth too well. So I'm just gonna see what exactly this wants to do. Maybe I could have gone into Alamomola and then flip turn out of here and mess around with that, but staying in here was just fine. Not a bad situation for me to sack this thing. Kind of wish the Ditto could have done more, but you know, it got rid of one of their setup mons, which is not, you know, can't ask for more than that. And they do, so they were a slower set. Here I do exactly what I want to do with the Arcanine. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna tank at least one hit. I'm gonna be able to Scorching Sands, Extreme Speed this. So I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting me to, you know, have the Extreme Speed because I've only shown special attacks. So I was pretty content with, you know, staying in and going for the Extreme Speed, Scorching Sands combo. Here, a little bit of a misplay on my part. Not that staying in is a misplay, but I don't suspect that this is Scarfed here. I should have, because of the way that they brought it in. Like maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I feel like they could have achieved a similar outcome with just bringing in Iron Bundle, because they end up just U-turning away. But maybe they don't want to tank an extreme speed on their Iron Bundle here. Maybe that's what they were thinking. So yeah, I go into Alamola while they go into the Iron Bundle. I'm gonna have to be forced to Terra Fairy on the Freeze Dry here, and I'm gonna flip turn out. So a pretty good situation for me, because I get to bring in Rotom, and like I said, I have enough special attack to always one-shot this, especially now that it has Chip. Is just a no-brainer here. Here, I was kind of wishing that I had the hidden power, or sorry, the Will-O-Wisp to catch any of their switches, but I don't, and I ended up just going for Volt Switch and hitting the Annihilate of all things, which is kind of bad, because I go into Arcanine here. I'm like, okay, I guess I just need damage on this thing. Like I said, I don't expect this to be scarfed yet, because it's just kind of a brain lapse for me, and I end up just hacking my Arcanine for no reason. But it's good to know for sure that this is scarfed, and this is gonna, I get a free switch into my Sneasler and just basically set up for a late game sweep here. I can tank one Rage Fist just fine. I am at full health. It's gonna pop my balloon, and I get a Swords Dance here, and yeah, the Annihilate's pretty much gone. They end up making not such a good play. Maybe they thought their Iron Bundle could outspeed. Maybe it was scarfed, but like I outspeed a +1 bundle with this set, like I mentioned before. And here, the game is pretty much over. But since we are gearing down to the end of the season, I want to, preserve my kill, or my kill differential as much as I can. So I want to end this in a 4-0. I didn't know that the core was special defense, otherwise this close combat would have just killed immediately. So I ended up switching out into Rotom and just playing around with Volt turning with it and Alamola. I figure also Rotom can probably end the game here, but this is where I discover that it's more of a Spadef set. Yeah, just the way that it tanked that Thunderbolt, just very obvious it's special defense oriented. So yeah, just gonna go into Alamola so I can slow flip turn back into Sneasler and just finish the game. So get a little extra more kills with Sneasler, but more importantly, I preserve the 4-0. It's gonna help me pretty much secure. I mean, it's not secured right now, but really want to get that first seed heading off into playoffs. Just get as much kill differential as I can, just in case I lose a game. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully next battle I'll do it. It'll be a live replay. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.